Hello and welcome to some more Satisfactory. But my camera is not quite right. There we go, that's a little better. My name's Trismegistus, and in this series I'm basically trying to just complete the game, but at the moment kind of scaling everything up. So I'm building, well, let's call it a mega factory. I don't think there is a definition of a mega factory in Satisfactory. But let's just call it that because that sounds cool. And basically, we are at the steel foundry. I did a little bit of work. Okay. I did a little bit of work during the week, just sort of working more on this. And I had mentioned, I think, last time, my plan. Is there game audio? There's game audio there, but I can't. Have I not switched my blooming speakers over? No, I haven't. Here we go. No wonder I can't hear it through my headphones. There we go. Yes, I had mentioned my plan is to get some trucks to do the local delivery of resources rather than use trains or some sort of bus, belt bus system. So maybe we'll do that on Monday. But today I just want to crack on, really. I don't really fancy doing anything that complicated today. So I thought I'd just keep working on this, really. So let's have a look. What did I finish downstairs? I can't actually remember whether I finished. Whoa! Okay. Ouch. See, I knew these stairs were going to kill me at some point. Didn't quite kill me, but nearly. Could have made a bit of a mess of these. Okay, so looks like I've put machines in. I've not actually sort of finished the stairways and stuff. Okay. Can I? Is that because I've run out of stuff? Looks like I've got stuff. So I played it earlier in the week, and I can't actually remember what I was doing. Actually, been most of my sort of personal playtime has been on the Blueprint series because I've sort of been testing it ish. In creative mode, found all sorts of little errors, little problems. I've been fixing those. The plan, I think, is to stream that on Sunday. What do I need now? I need that one. Yeah, stream that on Sunday, I think. I have Crash Story 2 tomorrow. Oh, Zoop's not on. Okay. Crash Story 2 tomorrow. And then, I say, with this, probably Monday, give it a go with the trucks, maybe. Depends how far we get, really. I don't know if I'm going to do all of the belt stuff. I wouldn't mind just spending today working on the aesthetic side of it, really. Although, saying that, I'm not sure there is a lot left to do aesthetic-wise on the... No, wrong one. That one. On the other factory. Other foundry, rather. Corner. Oh. And then I'll take this down. So I've decided to go sort of mint green for this factory. Also using the blue and the orange in the other one for the copper and the whatchamacallit. Let's just take it to I don't know, there. I mean, we could work on the the end pieces, the sort of belts and stuff, but I say if we just end up doing all the pretty stuff today, maybe hook up the power. That'd be the complex thing for today, maybe. I'm more than happy with that. There's lots to do. I've been trying to work out what I'm going to do next weekend, because in the UK we have well, we have something called bank holidays, which is basically a public holiday. You can kind of tell a lot about society, I think, about what they call their holidays. In fact, there's a bank holidays. It sort of says a lot, really. But yeah, so it's basically a national holiday. Everyone gets the day off. Well, not everyone, obviously. Some people are working, but But yeah, it's basically a day off for most people. But we get 2 because it's the Queen's Platinum. I don't know. Some number of years of living. Yeah. Jubilee. So basically anniversary of coronation. I'm not a royalist. In fact, I'm the opposite of a royalist. I wouldn't mind us getting rid of them. Or at the very least, either turning them into... I don't think they serve a function as head of state. I think that's basically pointless. But we could keep a royal family and make them sort of employees of the state. I hope that's the autosave and it's not crashed. There we go. Employees of the state or something, you know, pay them a salary. And they can wave at tourists. Because they do bring a lot of tourist money in. But we also give them free castles and stuff. So I'm not sure that's a very good deal at the moment. Yeah, not my cup of tea. I don't think it's a good thing for this country anymore. The way they're held in regard. Wait, why does it keep showing? There we go. But yes, anyway, for the Jubilee, we're getting an extra day's holiday. So we get 2 in a row. So we get Thursday and Friday bank holidays. It happens to be a weekend as well, where I've got absolutely nothing like planned or to do. One of those weekends. Falling in the middle, in the gap. So yeah, we're trying to work out whether I'll stream a bit more or... And seeing if anyone wanted to multiplayer. So I might do a few multiplayers. Still testing it out, to be honest with you. I'm not fully confident of hosting games and stuff. I had another go at Factorio multiplayer and just couldn't get the chat to work, the Steam chat. And I don't know whether that's because seems to be a lot of people complaining about the same thing. But there doesn't seem to be any proper solution to it. It's like one of those, well, I did this, and then, you know, you read another post, well, I tried that, it didn't work. It's like, well, it's one of those problems where it's clearly a problem lots of people have. There's no definitive solution to it. So you get that sort of, it's confirmation bias, actually. It's a type of thing you have to be wary for, sort of when you're doing scientific research. I'm just thinking, is this not a bit close? Because shouldn't I have a bigger space here? Because I've got a bigger space on all the other ones. Look, there's loads of space there. There's not much space there, is there? Oh no, but that's an output, so that's fine. Loads of space there and there. Loads of space here. But not very much space at all on the other one. So if I accidentally chopped off one row, that's a very distinct possibility. I was messing about with the concretes. I have, I think, haven't I? In fact, is that even aligned properly anyway? No, it's the same as that one. So should be an entire other row of concrete here, I think. Either that or this is in the wrong place. Let's just take that bit out there. So if that's ending and it's got like, what's that, about half a tile, half a like concrete block, and then it's the paint, you know, the whatever it calls, coated concrete. What have we got on the other side? Well, it's different anyway, isn't it? Because this isn't aligned in the same place. How have I managed that? I don't know, but there's entire row there. I think these are skew if anyway, aren't they? Yeah, and then entire row there. Like that. Yeah, entire row there. So I think this should be this. What is it? FICSIT foundation. So I think we need to make this because there's not going to be room underneath. Basically, that's going to be the problem. It's not the look of it. It's just that it's not going to be practical. Huh? Which means all of my floors are going to be one. You know, one tile, two. It makes sense actually because when I was chopping it out, when I was taking out that row of concrete, I was like, this doesn't seem right. I thought I worked all this out. I don't understand why I'm removing a row of, you know, concrete. What do we call it? Because you see, it's lined up there. You see, yeah. So I've obviously accidentally removed that row without understanding what it was for. Still easily fixed. Easily fixed. Let's. Oh, and I have to take all of these out as well. So put the side pieces on. Oh well. Oh well. Right. So. You know, no. There you go. Usually just block them in with the normal concrete and then. You know, switch it to, you know, change it up to whatever it needs to be. Let's get rid of that. Put the floor in. There you go. Did some work and it was basically wrong. Classic. Pop that in. And then this bit. So. Took my jetpack off because I was finished with this, so maybe I need to put it back on temporarily in case I fall off again. You're a lot slower without the legs on. You sort of get used to travelling at that speed. In fact, why am I going all the way down there? Let's just put the wall in here. Like so. Get all that out. I think I've actually made, I mean, it doesn't matter. It might actually look cool. But I think I made a mistake in the floor above. I think it's one, you know, one block too high. I think actually the floor's too big. See, well, I think it's, is it that one or it might be the one below? I think I got the trains bit wrong, as it were. Not that it matters, as I say, it might end up looking quite cool. But I'm sort of going through it and thinking, hang on, that doesn't look right. So these are that's the corner piece now. So we want glass walls. It's that one, isn't it? Full frame window. There we go. Pop that on. We'll fix them as we go up. I'm not going to go and do all of them all at once. But we might as well do this. So. And now this needs to be... So I can put my legs back on. This needs to be what? This needs to be coated concrete. There we go. So if we line that up with that, fill this in. It actually makes a little noise when you do these, which I'm not sure what that's meant to represent. Because, I mean, it's a bit weird anyway if you think about it, because you're actually replacing the material. You're not. It's not like painting it. But I guess they just wanted a noise to show that you're actually, it was working, as it were. Okay, so the thingy should go here. Where is it? Catwalk. Right way around though. Up that way. There we go. So this is the walking of cats. wonder why it's called a catwalk. That's a random thought. I quite like it. I would quite like to have been an etymologist, I think. It's like the study of the origin of words and stuff. What they, what they mean and what they derive from. Seems suitably nerdy, to be honest with you. Just my bag. So yeah, I mean, it's bigger, I think, than the other one. I think actually it may need to go the other way. I think this is a bit narrow, isn't it, this one? Because that's the... No, it's about the same. So yeah, I think it sort of, technically it's a bit wider. This should actually be like over here or something. If it was lined up properly, but it's fine. I don't mind it being a little disproportionate. I could actually check with these, couldn't I? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's the same number of those. So it must be the same. It's just I think I've placed the machine slightly wrong. I'm not going to pick them all up now. Right, so let's put the sort of gap ones in. So, actually, which ones am I doing? Have I done any of them? No. So, I need to decide. I think it's going to be that one, isn't it? That's probably the most sensible. Oops. And then that. No. That one. There we go. That one. So yeah, I know this is like nominal. It's like the entry point, and I could put beams across here, but it start to overlap and stuff. But so I could have put an actual walkway, but I figured this is the entry point. That like this is how the engine or Pioneer gets in to fix the machines. Not that they need fixing, but in my personal role play. And then that. No, wrong button. That one. It would be easier just to take them all out first. That one, and then that one. Oop, wrong button. That one is that one, isn't it? So it always puts them on the wrong thing for some reason. Whoops, turn the wrong way. And we've got that one in here. I don't think I've played one of these 3D buildy type or a game with a 3D building it, where it's not finicky for placing the items. Valheim is. I mean, Fallout 4 was. That was really quite annoying, that one. But then you sort of think of, well, how would you make it better? And it's actually I think it's a really tough problem to solve, actually. Because all you've got is like a clue of what the player is pointing the cursor at. And there's like so many things overlapping. It must be quite difficult to get the exact correct one, isn't it? And so it comes across as, fiddly. But like that, it's making some decision as to which way it's orienting that piece. And it's like, it always does it what I perceive to be wrong, but there must be some logic to it. Here, chop this one out, that one there, is that right? Yeah, that'll do. And, whoops, back to that, one of them. There you go, it's clicking to the wrong thing, but it's only wrong from my perspective. I have noticed, however, that the cursor seems misaligned with where you're actually, that's what I find particularly difficult with the power, because you seem to actually have to make it off the point where the the zappy power thing is. So when you hooking up power things, it's like if you put it on exactly what you want it to clip to, it doesn't select it. I don't know if there's a setting like this. I'm not actually. So if you take the hammer as being what I'm, you know, where I'm pointing the cursor, it's not actually on the thing I'm trying to attach it to. There you go. And it only works if I move it off. Maybe that's a zoom. Maybe that's because I've got the zooming on. Let's give that a go. If I turn the zooming off. Default. No, it's the same. It's one less click, so maybe I shouldn't have it on anyway. But... Right, so take that one out. Put that one in. No. That. Take you out. You. And you. So, corner. And then that one there. Put that in. Assuming it's like move off of the item. Maybe it's because I'm having to point at the thing it's connecting to rather than where I want the actual piece. Maybe that's the problem. Right, so I guess if we colour things in first, or next, that's probably the job next. So we want that one there. Do we? Is that the right one? No, that's the wrong one. It's very subtly different though. Was it that one? That's the one. That's the Bajon. Okay. So let us just go in and paint. They're a bit painful to get all of these ones where they're overlapping the machines. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to just... There you go, missed one, you see. Point the old cursor in. Okay. Did that get all the machines? I think it did. Have I got all that? No. We've got... These ones are different. The cross gap ones. That's that. Cool. Really need to get on with setting up all of the... I mean, that's what I should be using the, you know, the bank holiday weekends for. Like working out the emojis and all that sort of stuff. Channel points and all those sorts of things. Subs and all that. Oh, don't know why that's still there. It's a bit close there, I think, isn't it? And I might well do that, but it's just sometimes makes it feel like a job, you know. It's like I just do this for fun, really. Might have been a mistake to do the affiliation, but I've ended up deciding to stick with it. I just need to pull my finger out and get on with doing the bits and pieces. Everything there. Making myself a bit dizzy doing this. Cool. And all the machines are okay? Yeah, all the machines are okay, I think. There was a new I don't have Disney Plus. I sort of have a bit of a, I don't know, I'm not that big a fan of Disney. Sort of, or at least the way it's become this like all-consuming juggernaut of like popular entertainment. It's a bit worrying to me. Feels a bit like Syndicate, basically. Syndicate was, but also, how can I put this? It's like too much. Especially, I mean, I spend most of my time playing games, so there's like too much Star Wars now. And I don't mean that in a snobbish way. It's just it's far too much to actually consume. For me, to actually consume, I just don't have the time. I don't quite understand how people do. But also, you know, I don't really. Well, I think one of the problems with Star Wars, and it's less of a problem for like Star Trek, because Star Trek was always a bit more sciencey in its foundation. But Star Wars is a fantasy. It's not. It's a science fantasy. It's not really a science fiction as such. And people, you know, call it space western and all that sort of stuff. And his inspiration, I mean, Darth Vader's helmet is a samurai helmet. I can never remember whose. It's Oda Nobunaga, I think. Like, it's one of the big, famous samurais. But you know, it's very inspired by like Japanese, like the Kurosawa films. I mean, C-3PO and R2-D2 are, which is it, Rashomon. God, what's ages since I watched that. But, and I mean, you know, to be fair, that was all inspired by Macbeth. But, so it's all circular. But I say, it's a sort of hodgepodge of fantasy ideas, really. It's not really science fiction. A lot of stuff is just hand-waved away. It's not really explained. And the trouble is, and I love it. I mean, you know, huge fan from being a kid, but you know, they're moral stories. They're not really deep. You know, it's technically possible scientific things, and a lot of stuff is hand-waved away. And George Lucas was never that good of a writer. And so there's a lot of stuff that actually doesn't hang together properly. Doesn't really make sense. But it doesn't matter, because it's not the point. You know, they're fun kids' films. Basically. And the trouble is then when you go in and you do series after series, and film after film, those flaws just become more and more magnified. And it's like Boba Fett. I know, I mean, I say I didn't watch it, but I understand the general reviews are that it was a bit meh, you know, a bit uninteresting. But a big problem is they clearly didn't know what to do with him, because if you think about it, he's just he's just a bloke in a cool suit. He's not really a character. And the fandom just sort of locked onto him as a cool suited, you know, guy, and he's got a jetpack and you know, sort of a, what should I call it, grappling hook he fires out of his wrist, sort of thing. Well, that's not a character. it's just a cool thing to show on your, you know, sci-fi film. Cool. Okay. I don't really know what I'm going to do with the roofs or the under things, because it's not very. If you paint in the concrete, it doesn't look very good. But the greys are a bit dull. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. I did put in one of the floors, didn't I? Where did I... Because I'm not sure where I put the actual... We can try and do the roof panel. Yeah, the lighting panel. So I've put it along the edge, okay. Okay. So it's between two pieces. And then how am I aligning it here? I'm aligning it so that it's down the middle of the walkway. Or close to the walkway. Yeah, okay. So it's one full tile in and then down the centre of the walkways. Might be difficult to get the centre. this one because they're only one wide, but we can do something approximate to it. I would need to put the roof in, wouldn't I, first then? Would I? We could maybe do it down there. That might be a bit different, but interesting. I guess the first question really is, where am I actually putting the lights? Because these are bigger and wider. So if the panel, let's say it was, so we could take them down up, you know, above this, basically. But what does it look? What would it look? Where would be a good place here? Because it's sort of in the middle, you see. I mean, I could do something different, and so it's down here, and then there isn't one here, and there's another one. There's like two in a row, maybe. So there's one there and one there. That'd be a bit different, but a bit more variety to it. Okay. So where would that be? So if we did that, like with the squares as the middle, then it still needs to be one in. So it's there, isn't it? That needs to be where the... It's in architecture, I think, isn't it? The beam? There we go. Painted beam. So it needs to be here. And going along this way. These ones seem to be drawing okay. Some of them are actually a pain and they just won't draw properly. I'm not really aligning this anything because, you know, say it's... let's do it to here. Might have to fix that though, but... Okay. Okay. And then, where do I take it? So say if it doesn't... Well, if there was one here, is there a place I can... You see, it's rubbish there. It's not aligned with anything. So if that was 20 metres, would 20 metres take me... Where would that take me? That would take me to there. But then this one's not going to be aligned with anything. Oh, ish. So it's aligned with those middle ones, isn't it? So it's the next one's aligned with those rather than these. That's annoying, isn't it? So if I was to put it down the centre, you see, it'd be weirdly above this, you know, this thing. So I say if I have sort of two, sort of one, let's make it the full length. One there. I mean, why would I need two? Because I need to power both sides, and that'd be too long to reach. But I have reversed them, haven't I? So the power connector is on this side. So it makes some sense having that there. But where would I put the lights? This is the... Well, so if it was like this, then it's going through that bit. It could always go through here though, couldn't it? I mean, there's no... It doesn't have to be the same thing each time. So that goes to there, say. And then drop this down. What's a more suitable length for that? It doesn't reach all the way. Oh, it does. Okay. Okay. So we just have that there. And then it goes to... We go all the way? So I guess it would need to be this one again. And then to there. Okay. So this one here. So it seems to be playing a ball a bit more, this one. Clipping this on. It's been a bit of a nightmare on the other factory. Okay. I didn't put this one on, did I? Where was it? Where's the connecting? Oh no, there isn't one. Yeah, there isn't one. Okay, so will lights work? This is the next question. Will lights work? Are they in? No, they're in organisation, aren't they? Okay. So if the lights were that way round, where could I put? I don't know what it says. It's clipping through. Oh no, oh, it's just the beam, is it? Oh, oh, it's autosave. So what can I link this to? It could be. I could put one there. Yeah. I'd rather have them above the machines more, I think. So how can I do that? If I can I get you there? And if you're then there, what does that look like on the other side? So if I flip that round like that, and then so it needs to align with something there. Must be there. So it's in between. So it's on the connecting point between two beams. So in fact, it's dead center on that. And then that's two beams, but that's like a all four corner there. But that's not too bad, I don't think. Can we get some power up and see what it looks like? In fact, let's put another one of these in. So it looks like the beams might be okay, but putting the lights in might be a bit of a nightmare on this. Would that be correct? Which is the other way around in the other factory. And then the power pods say I've just been putting them on power points rather. Just regular interval, not really worrying about yeah, aligning with everything, just one every tile basically. Like that. And then I say that the power lines end up a bit of a mess, but I'm not too fussed about that. Where are you? There. No? You can put them like on like that. It does can be a bit tiny, but you have to sort of arrange the machines and stuff. So that makes more sense. So we also need something here, don't we? Because that's going to be too far. I don't want it drooping down. About there, maybe? And then we would have one here anyway. Like that. So then this must be... I can't tell where halfway is. I mean, I guess I could just put them in regular again, couldn't I? But we've got, so that's the middle, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. No wonder it looks weird. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Yeah, okay. So 1, 2. What? 1, 2. Oh, I don't know. I can always sort that out later. That's an easier one. Right. So yes, power this up. Do. do, 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 do. No. Okay, and then put that on. That light. That light. Oh, that's a point. Oh no, the connectors are there. Sorry, I thought actually the machines were the wrong way around, but they're not. They are fine. And I say it's a bit random and messy this, but I'm not too fussed. It's not consistent either. I've done different rows in different ways, but yeah. Whatever. I'm more pleased that they're up in the gods, as it were, that they're up high. Because not a massive fan of the power poles. They're a bit, you know, like the floor ones. They're a bit of a pain. Okay, so come on. See what I mean? It's weird. It doesn't connect properly. Right. There. We have some light. Now, how does that look? What do I think of that? Oh, I've not connected that other thing. What do I think of that? What do I think? Because they're pretty even, aren't they? I mean, it's pretty much the same point on the machine. Well, it's not, but it's not far off. And so we get sort of, oops, alleyway effect. Down here, the lights are lighting up the coloured bit rather than the actual gangplank, the catwalk. Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Right, so we need more of these. Let me put this on. Will it let me do that? Or is it going to moan about? So where did it needs to go to there, presumably. Because I'm missing a roof beam, aren't I? So it's right, so it's not there. Where have I put it on this one? Oh no, I have lined it up with the... Oh no, it's one in. Oh, it's 1.5 in. That's what's confusing me. So I think, is that right? Must be. No, it should be to there, shouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. So it should be to this line here. Okay. So it should be to this here. Because there should be another concrete in there. Okay. So let's just extend these down. Wait, was that? The maximum length for them is 40 meters for some reason. I suppose it's the same as same soup, isn't it? Really, because it's if each of the floor pieces is 4, and you can put 10 in a row, then that's 40 meters. That's maths. That is. That's maths. Put that to there. I think. Don't matter. Did I put it to there? Yes. Okay. I could colour those in as well, couldn't I? It's a little tricky, that one, because you end up hitting the concrete. Is it that swatch? Yeah. Well, I end up hitting the concrete because I'm basically incompetent, but yeah. And I'm not sure there's a way to... Well, there must be, but I don't know what it is. To take out the... you know, to set the colouring to default. Because basically all of the concrete when coloured in looks awful, in my opinion. All of the colours that I've tried applied to concrete. Apart from sort of darker greys, but is grey a colour? But they always look horrible. Oops, there you go. I hit that accidentally. As I say, I know of no other way to fix it. And oops, then to take it out and put it back in again. Okay, and then right, let's go and add the other ones in. So it's thrilling stream, this one. Absolute thriller. So I'm not sure I could have faced anything more complicated. The big thing I do need to sort of work on is the trucks thing. That's a bit more interesting. But well, for one thing, I don't know. I've got the ingredients to make all the trucks. Because I didn't bring over what I would need, I think, because I'm probably going to need about 10 or so. Because we either want them multiple going around in loops, the same loop, or, you know, multiple loops, basically. So, you know, we either want sort of 5 all going around the same loop. I suspect they'd end up traffic jamming then, which I'm not sure that's what I want. You know, so we'd end up with a big queue of trucks trying to load and unload from the same places. Because it's just that thing of, because it takes a little while for them to load up. It's not a long time, but it's a little while. And it'd just be that thing of, if you have too many, a bit like buses end up clumped together because the first bus that arrives has to take 20 passengers on. And that obviously takes a little bit of time. And then if they're not spaced properly, by the time the next one arrives, or it's a different time of day, or what have you, there aren't 20 passengers for the next bus, there are only 10. So it doesn't take as long for everybody to get on board. And so it doesn't spend as long at the stop, so it steadily catches up with the bus ahead of it. And that's what would happen with the trucks if there's too many of them, because the first one that arrives will have loads to pick up. But the next one that arrives, if it arrives too soon, the truck stop won't have filled up. So then the next one will have even less. So each time it stops, it won't have to wait as long. That's assuming it's not a fixed animation anyway. I've not tested it. This is what we would need to test. I've not tested out whether, you know, is the animation proportional to the time. But even if it isn't, if there's less material on board, what we want is the trucks arriving and there's a full load for them to pick up, or near as damn it, a full load for them to pick up. Either that, or we could, I think you can now set wait conditions, like you can with trains, to wait until you're full. But there again, because what I'll probably end up doing is, I'll have several miners emptying. Oh, I've hit a thing again. There's got to be a way of doing it, you know. I don't know what it is. Oh well. I do not know what it is. That is a piece of knowledge that I do not have. Okay, let's put this, so we've at least got the first few on all of the rows. So I've got that there. And then I say it's like, if that's 1, 2 and a quarter or something. That doesn't seem right. Maybe there instead. It's halfway, isn't it? So I'm not too. It won't be that noticeable if they're just slightly off. Okay. Yeah. So we want. No, we want that one. All out like 2. Put these every meter. I didn't know how much Caterium wire was. I mean, I am using level 2s, and I think it's unnecessary because I'm not connecting too much up, but I figured let's use these anyway, just in case I need to connect loads up. Because one of the things with the level 1s is, of course, if you're running them in a row like these, you use up 2 connections automatically because they're connecting to each other. Oh, is that it? Is that all? Okay. You know, so there'll be 1, 2, 1. So this, if it's got 4 outputs, there's only 2 things you can attach to it. And I kind of figured I might accidentally end up with 3 things to connect. So might as well. Oops. Might as well use the higher level one. But they're quite heavy on Caterium wire. And I'm only producing a tiny amount of Caterium. That's probably the next shot. I'm not 100% sure when update 6 drops. I think it's 6th of June is what I've got in my head. So it's only a couple of weeks off. But we could do that job. You know, we could convert the other factory into all Caterium all the time. Probably not actually. It'll probably have quartz. You know, quartz pickup as well. But yeah, we could convert that factory fairly safely. I've not seen any indication that they're going to do anything to Caterium or anything like that. Could also potentially do the concrete, I guess. Are they in the same? No, they are the same. Thought I'd lost the sync. Yeah, we know they're changing the. Oops, Spire Coast. But they've also said they're actually changing the swamp as well. So I don't want to do aluminium yet. Because that is some of that in the swamp, but also that's where the train I think will go to and possibly trucks to go to the red forest and pick up proper aluminium. As I say, I'm thinking of making it an annex to this factory, processing the aluminium, because it's not a lot we need. It also needs water, so I've obviously got plenty of water here. I could try and do it in a bit of a different style, maybe different approach, to make it clear that it's sort of a factory that was added on. You know, so they finally, you know, came back to it later, as it were. Trouble with that may be that the well of my inspiration may be tapped out. I'm not 100% sure I can think of a new way of doing it. I mean, we could do it even very simply. We could do the... Instead of taking the lifts underground, we could take them up above ground. So we put the sorting, you know, belt floor above rather than below. So, you know, rather than have these going down, we could have them going up. So that at the very least would be slightly different, even if not spectacularly different. Let's get all this connected. I suppose it's good to at least put this on stream or part of the series. Come on. Every so often, because it is what I'm mostly doing between streams. If I'm playing this. That's a very good way of emphasising the point that it does need blueprints or some better system of copy and paste. Because it's staggeringly tedious doing this a lot. I said before, I'm wondering if A, they really intend it as a multiplayer game, but also B, overclocking was how they thought you'd do volume, and then they accidentally made overclocking a really bad idea. So this is also a point that I'm not doing anything with alternate recipes, so I could be being extremely silly. Come on, connect up properly. You're doing it nicely before. See, why does it not always have the connection point if you've just literally connected? Like that. Not like that. Oh, I'm going too short, okay. No. Thought I figured it out then, but no. Doo-be-doo-be-doo. Come on. Oops. No, missed. The other job we could do is go over to the, at some point, go over to the existing iron rod, and I'm a little tentative about taking out both of the two existing remote factories, because they are producing, oh nuts, which is the new, that's the new one, isn't it? Stuff I need. So if I cut them off, if I change them, then even though my home, done it again. My home factory is rubbish. It is at least producing, you know, frames and modular. Why does it not delete it straight away? And heavy frames and all that sort of stuff. And I need them to build the other factories and train network in particular. So I don't want to end up cutting off my supplies before I finish these, at the very least. So they're ready to rock and roll. Come on. Oh, I missed. Missed again. No, missed again. The thrilling heights of my streaming series, connecting endless wire after endless wire. Kind of good thing I do this for fun. It's fun for me. Well, ish. No, no, there we go. Thought we were nearly done. There's another half dozen left. No. No, build, just deconstruct that, not the wire. Come on, there we go. There we go. One more, one more. Come on. I always do these. Excuse me, and they put the video out at exactly the same time I'm streaming. So I sometimes wonder whether I should, because I don't think they mind people like not co-streaming because it's not being streamed, but you know, watching the video and commenting on it. But I don't know, it's sort of a never really quite got the watch along type streams. Like old Doritos himself, Jeff Keighley, his Summer Games Spectacular. They've been putting out, you know, co-stream the event and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'd rather just watch it myself, give thoughts afterwards, than have to sit through it. Because there's always a lot of stuff in any of these events, just by their nature. What am I hooking that up to? Of stuff I'm not actually interested in. Because, you know, although I consider myself a variety gamer, there's plenty of genres and stuff that I have absolutely no interest in. So there'll probably be an EA segment. Well, I'm not sure if EA's doing their own one this year. There'll be like an EA segment. And it's like, I don't really care about Sports Ball and all the IPs that EA have that I want them to see them do stuff with. I suppose there's what should we call it, the horror one. I always forget the name of it. Come on. But like Syndicate and all the Bullfrog games. I wish Microsoft would buy them off them. I think they'd be a much better fit. Than that. But yeah, so all of that. We've got a new football game, but it's exactly the same as the old football game, except there's a different roster of players, and you're going to buy it anyway. All of those games I'm not massively interested in, or interested at all. But a lot of people are, so I can understand why they're in there. More power to them. If I'm not saying they shouldn't like them, just that I don't. Right. there. I always kind of thought I'd enjoy player manager though, football manager, because it seems exactly the sort of dweeby thing I'd love. But partly, again, I wouldn't know who any of the... Oh look, we've missed one. Any of the players actually are when you're supposed to. Don't have a team, so the whole take your team to the to the league or whatever doesn't really mean anything to me. Take your team to the league. Take your team to the cup. But yeah, I think poring over stats would probably be my idea of heaven. But really is a chunky autosave now. And the game's not even... The factory's not even running. So this is completely random. There's no order to this at all. I'm not doing this in any particular pattern, just sort of trying to connect them up. Cool, just one more. It'd be more organised if I'd put them, because machines are quite wide, so I should have put them at an interval that made sense for the machines. But it's just easy to whack them in every one segment. Let's put it there. I suppose it's sort of realistic as well, isn't it? Probably built the factory and then hooked up, put the machines in and hooked them up. Cool. Okay, so what next? I mean, I could try and put the lights in, but that looked really fiddly because they weren't really playing ball. And you can't use the control to align them, so I'd have to work them all out, and they're a bit painful at times, the lights. I'll give it a go though. I'm going to run out of Deuterium pretty soon as well. I mean, these are 50 each. It's really expensive. I'm putting them on the minor square. Minor square. Second minor square. So there's one in between. Yeah, okay. I say I've only got about 4 left, but I've got a load of Deuterium downstairs, so we could keep ploughing on. But it can be a bit painful, the lights are the same. See, I just want to zoop them. I want to hold my cursor down and drag them across. And then I can use tab like in Dyson Sphere program to space them out. There you go, run out already. At least these are aligned with the connectors. Oh, it's taken the wrong one out. Why have you done that? Okay. Put one of them in then. Put the power things back. Connect you up. Connect you up. It should be. So these should. I know you can do 2 to them for some reason. But it should be. They should be. You should be able to use them as proper connectors. That would make a lot more sense. Right, okay. I mean, the other thing I could do is we could put the wall in, couldn't we? How many of them have I got? Is that enough? Oh, let's get the soup on. Get your soup on. So I've got quite a lot of the silicon on there, I think. We'll just leave, we'll leave a sort of a gap, basically, to get in and out for the time being, while I work out what the heck I'm going to do with human access to this facility. Because at the moment there's not really a sort of a door. Such there's just a big hole in the factory you can get in. Oh look, random bit of concrete. In theory, this is probably going to be a concretey one, but I don't know how big the turnaround gap needs to be. In fact, these probably won't be here, so I'll just leave it for the time being. Whoops. Oh, and of course I need to put this in, don't I? What do I do? I need to put that in. Oops. There. There. That in. And we're done. Oh, we're not, but I think that's all I can do. I could put the floor things in, can I? If I've got... Yeah. Yeah, so this needs to come back, doesn't it? Oh, it'll be... Or does it? Huh. Because... this floor is smaller. I don't actually know whether I want this here. Because the belts are going to be underneath. So I've got, it's here, and I need it here for these, but these guys stop here and everything's going to go down to the other end. It's not going to go across here. So this seems a little redundant altogether. So I want that one in, or to replace it with a roof at some point. But this is sort of irrelevant, these bits here. Because we can have the wall. Whoops. That could be somewhere over here. Whatever it ended up being, probably here, is it? Or, I could have... It is there. And then the roof starts here. The roof starts here. Right then, so... Oh, I didn't finish making these machines. Oh, okay. So let's get some wires, and I'll at least finish those off. So what time is it? 4:10. Have I got wires? So I thought I might pop over to the... Get some more of them, couldn't we? Oh, I've got loads of them. Not wires, cables. And is it constructors are just... Yeah, those two. Because I wonder about heading back over to the iron and copper one, just as a bit of variety in a sense. Probably do the same thing, but yeah. Right, I didn't put these in, eh? Okay. That's the wrong way around, isn't it? Okay. Spam all of these in. Take out 5, that one. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. That one. 1, 2, 5. Cool. Same again here. Sorry, my leg's gone into spasm. Oh. Oh, don't know what that was. Yeah, so put these in. I don't think I actually decided which I'm doing on which floor. I basically need exactly the same number of machines making beams as I do pipes. See, just a zoop. Just hold it down, zoop them along. Use tab to space them out. How hard could it be? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Okay. Am I going to mess about? Well, I got the plastic and stuff. I could sort of put, you know, start tarting this up. Yeah, go on then. So, materials, concrete. Wait, am I doing... I must just be the outside. Yeah, must be the outside. Oh. Why aren't you working? It's kind of staggering how much better the coated concrete looks than the regular concrete. The regular concrete obviously has the square pattern on it, so it's incredibly useful for building. It does look bobbins. I mean, these don't look great coloured in either. I personally don't think. Ones like the metal ones look way better, in my opinion. Okay, and then this needs to be, I think it's all, yeah, all of the FICSIT metal one. FICSIT Foundation. Here you go, it's quite difficult to get in to the gap there sometimes. Particularly with these smaller machines. No, you're not gonna, there we go. No. How are we doing? List all of these. No. It might be a bit more, a bit easier to get in. But not so much. All of them? Oh, I think all the way down. Okay. Right, yeah. You can okay. So, oops. Get right in there. Get in there. Oh, I just occurred to me. One of the reasons I was doing this Star Wars rant, not really a rant, but they did a trailer. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's actually meant to be like a prequel to Rogue One. Rogue One was probably the only one of the... Well, I have very mixed feelings about the middle one of the new trilogy. What's it called? It's not Rise of Skywalker, is it? Oh, I can't remember. The names are also so indistinct. But the middle one that was polarizing. I liked it as a film. I thought it was a good film. I don't think it was a very good... Oh, did it again. A very good Star Wars film as such. Yeah, that's doubled up, isn't it? All of them? Yeah. See, it doesn't backwards, and it's like where I wasn't even pointing in this direction, and yet it put all 10 of those in backwards. Yeah, so I don't think it was a very good Star Wars film. It was too complicated for a Star Wars film. But I thought Rogue One was really good. Simple, and that's what helped it. And a bit downer. It was always going to be. But yeah, I quite liked it. And this new one appears to be, I think, like a prequel to that. From what people are saying. But it seems to be more about the... It doesn't seem like it's going to be very high action. It seems to be like it's going to be more... like... sort of, in a sense... about the actual Empire in practice. You know, them being horrible and stuff, and like maybe the formation of the Resistance, something like that. You know what it was built on and whatever. But I say you end up with some tricky things because when you think about a lot of stuff, it doesn't make sense. And a lot of stuff he just hand waved away with, oh, it's the Force. It's like, but that doesn't explain why, you know, nothing happened for the whatever it was. Can't remember how old Luke's supposed to be, 20 odd, I think, isn't he? But just nothing apparently happened or something. Sort of. Whoop, nearly fell off again. But yeah, you know, it's not meant to be scrutinised in that way. It's just that people have done. Right, so we're getting iron plate. So I could do with some more steel, which is where I guess I could grab some more cables. Don't need rubber. Don't need that. Oops. Don't need that. Caterium, there you go, you see, got lots of caterium. Heavy frames is fine. I could grab some of them just in case. There you go, more caterium. And silicon maybe for glass walls. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Don't need that. Guess maybe we could take another of them. Maybe a couple of them. And yeah, just leave it. It seemed quite dark is the thing. It seemed quite sort of, you know, because the Empire's meant to be evil, you know. Sort of It's the whole point, in a sense. It's run by the dark side. But instead we get things about, you know, some bounty hut taking over Jabba's castle. Some bounty hunter. And not being very good gangster. But yeah. So say that definitely piqued my interest. Whether I'd want to fork out a small fortune Disney Plus to watch that one thing, I don't know. I don't have a lot of interest in the Marvel stuff either. I wouldn't mind watching it, but the MCU's sort of burnt me out, I think. Because again, it's not that it's anything. I mean, it's really bad. Black Widow was tedious as anything, but I don't think they're bad. It's just there's just so much, particularly with the MCU. Although ironically, the newer ones look a lot more interesting. But it's basically been exactly the same story over and over again. And I just got a bit burnt out on them. Oh, hello. Moose Arcade. Do I have a train system? Unfortunately, not really. I've got 2 sets of trains running. Doing... Why is that not rotating? There we go. Doing very local journeys. So I haven't got a train system running yet. These factories will need a proper train system though. I'm kind of determined how to use to learn how to use trains properly in this game because I haven't really figured it out properly. So basically, I can show you the map. So I got a train. There's a factory down here. Oh, you can see the stop. There you go. So it goes from there, runs along the coastline. There's the train, in fact. Picks up some more. So this is like an iron, screws and rods and that sort of thing factory. So it goes to there, picks them up, but it's just back and forth, and it stops at this is oil, so it's rubber and plastic, and then drops all of that stuff off at the main factory, which is here, and then the second line. This is the first station. I've called it ammo because it used to be a military factory, but so many like rifle cartridges and stuff, it's like become redundant because I've just got so many. I could kill everything on the map about 10 times over, and bombs as well. So it starts there and it goes down, and there's this is like the coal area, so it picks up all coal there as well and brings that to the main factory. But that's it, sort of thing. So it's not really a proper train system. I'm trying to come up with a good design for my train track. So yeah, I mean, same boat basically. Do you mean in terms of like fundamentals, as in whether to do double-headed trains and or roundabouts or what have you? Or do you mean more specifically? Have I? Oh, I've forgotten one. Thought I'd missed one out. There we go. Because they seem a bit tricky in this game. Trains. I think it's because they're... The thing I've really struggled with actually is laying down track. Because it always ends up going like wobbly. And looks weird. Even when I put down, lay it on top of concrete, it always just seems to wiggle slightly, and then that wiggle just gets like exaggerated as the track goes along, and the train ends up, actually zigzagging down the track. I mean, it still works, it just looks rubbish. One more. And then this one here. Put that in there. But the idea, I say I haven't done them, but you just pop down. So the idea is this floor is going to be all train stations. You know, either dropping off or picking up materials. What I actually want to do is like a hub and spoke. Like this. Oh, thank you very much. That's kind of what I'm trying to go for a bit. I'm not very good at. I sort of. So, to explain the thing, I played the game when it came out, early access. You know, whatever it was now, 2 years or something ago. It was more than that, wasn't it? But and played everything I could then, and there wasn't that much in it really. And then I haven't picked it up again since update 4 and 5. And update 4 was when I thought, right, well, I'll play the game again, because they've added loads and loads of stuff. And so I started playing through, and I didn't have any feel for how big things needed to be, so how big factories needed to be. And I was just I thought I'd end up with one factory here when I started, and that would be it. And it's a fairly big factory, but I thought that would be it. And then it's like you need loads of everything for these end goals, these phase 4 goals. So what I'm now trying to do is build some big factories. But I got a bit sort of, everything was very spaghetti and messy and all that sort of stuff. All, you know, and the idea with these is to try and make them look goodish as much as I can, with my sort of limited experience of doing that. Because I've seen, you know, like Total Eclipse and what's the other guy's name? Iron Bits and stuff, and they've done, you know, they do like really good looking factories, and I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere near what they can do. But oh, wrong floor. But I sort of come up with a bit of a design style, and I think a lot of the aesthetics in this game is about like repeating the same patterns, basically, so making it look the same, and the organisation then, you know, makes it look good, as it were. That's my sort of theory. Right, so which one do I want to punch out here? I guess both of them, really. Yeah, okay. And then I want to go. No, wrong button. We want to go. I mean, obviously, this is purely aesthetic, this railing, but I'm trying to make it look like actual railing you would have in a factory. I think it looks really good when it's elevated, but I'm not not confident enough to do that yet. So I'm sort of embedding it in the. Wait, why am I so slow? Oh, there we go. In the floor, and it's meant to look like safety railing, so the Pioneer is kept safe from the dangerous machines, and then these are little access points, so you can get in. Or it needs fixing. I mean, obviously it doesn't need fixing, but you know, access for that is my theory. And then if we take these out, and I'm trying to vary up, so below, you know, it's 1 thickness wide and it's 2 thickness wide here. The only thing I would say on that front is, I mean, these clip through weird, obviously. So it's not great, but I don't know why the corner piece has a square connecting thing in it, because all of them have got like diagonals, and then the corner has a square, and it looks weird. It feels like they've made a mistake there. Right. Oops. And then there. And the sort of theme for this factory is mint green. I've got another one that's... In fact, I'll probably go over there in a bit. I'm a bit bored of just doing this one. I'll go over to the other one. That's a bit more complete. The iron and copper foundry. That. Yeah, we'll finish these off first, and then we'll pop over there just for a bit of variety. I've been moaning quite a lot about, I think this game needs some kind of blueprint system. or copy and paste, or something like that, quality of life type of thing. But the zooping is such a godsend. Makes things so much easier. So it needs. I mean, I'd just be happy with zooping for machines. So if you could do one machine, and instead of it being one at a time all the time, if you could just zoop 10 in a row. That would be very much appreciated. Right, yeah, so we'll just pop these in. No. There. So. Did I do this one already? No, I did not. Don't know. And I guess it must be this one. Net out. Oops, missed one. Oh, autosave. You can do that in mods, can't you? Okay. Yeah, I don't usually tend to mess about with mods until, until sort of games version 1.0. So I kind of want to see what the developers, what they do, as it were. Also, I don't like the idea of sort of getting used to something that, then gets basically broken or something by the... Because mods, people do mods, for fun, for free and stuff, so there's no requirement on them to keep things up to date. So I never really like the idea of, getting reliant on a feature that then just gets binned off by some update the developer does, and the mod developer has moved on to other things. I keep going down. I should put a wall there, because I keep going down there. It's not the place to go. Yeah, so I'll nip over to the other factory, and we'll do something over there. Because I need to restock anyway. I need to go back to the main factory at some point and pick up some bits and pieces that I'm sort of running out of. But there should be more supply over here, I think. That's what I've got in my inventory. I'd quite like to build a system of trucks picking up the resources locally, like hub and spoke style. And use the tarmac to build actual roads, little stations for the... Oh, I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? Stations for the trucks to pick stuff up on the side, Whee! All the physics all the time. And probably do that on Monday's stream. I couldn't be bothered today. Just, let me through there, or are you gonna go weird? Just fancy do a simple one, filling out all the machines, etc.
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
Whee! No. Got some bombs somewhere, so I could blow this up. But... Right. Over to the other factory. So Oi! Okay, what did I hit there? Okay, there's nothing there. Oh, and it's still on its side. Why is it still on its side? Why is that not flipping back over? No? Okay. Do that. Does it not... Oh, there we go. Why didn't it do that? Some weirdness in the terrain, I think. That was odd. So, Muzaki, are you, I assume you're a fairly experienced player. Of this one. Satisfactory. There's a cave down there. I didn't even know there was one there. You're working on a train system. Once I experience being there. Right. Let's see where we were up to. So obviously, again, this is train. It's not going to look like this. I was just putting it in to see how big it was, etc. Right. So. So if I put more wires in, that's pretty dull. I think this is all done, the copper. Yeah. I don't have recipes to avoid them drawing too much power. So I could put those in, but didn't I? Isn't there a bit that I've not finished in terms of the floor? Ah, so here we go. So this isn't... So all the machines are there. Okay. What are you set to do? Your iron rods, are you? Okay. I've not done any of the floor bits, have I? I haven't put the wall in either. Okay. So I thought there was a bit I hadn't finished putting the machines in. Maybe that's upstairs? Let's have a look. Well, they're there, but there's a floor missing by the looks of things. Oh, no, that was... So what are you? Like, you must be, yeah, screws and... Okay. Is the floor above? Because the floor above must be sheets. Copper sheets. Oh no, that looks like it's all there. Ah, no, I've put them in, but I've not taken the ones out, have I? Copper sheets, okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Did I miscount something there? I felt like I got the count wrong. 2, 4, 5. 2. Yeah. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 5. Cool. I think that's it, isn't it? Because it's shorter, this one, because I don't need as many sheets. So, oh, I can't see. So that's the one to take out. So that one, yep. 2, 5. 1, 2, 3. There. 2, 3, 5. And then 2, 3. Cool, okay. So what I think I was thinking, or that's missing basically, is the roof. there's no roof on this. Because that's it for this factory. So it's just going to be these. So I could spend 15 minutes or so me sort of working out roofs. Because what I'm tempted to do, if I'm honest, is just to have a floor regular style floor above and then put a roof on it, because I mean, I guess I could have the beams floating, you know, like for the power. But because I've not done a single thing with roofs, because was it update 5? I think I put the roofs in. And I literally haven't built other than, I think I built 4 bits of roof. So I thought maybe we could do that. How much of this can I actually put in? Most of it, I think. There. Now this one actually needs to be, well, I don't know, do I? Oops. In fact, let's get me rocket back on for when I inevitably fall to my doom. Yeah, let's just keep it as a last of the type B then. I didn't ask my follow-up question. Sorry, I was going to say, what are you actually working on? You're still there. Sorry, I read your response and then didn't answer the next question. Oh, you know, train system, but are you know, what milestone and, you know, science objective are you on? Or are you at golden nut stage? Ah, so run out of silicone. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. There should be some downstairs. Oh, same objective as me. Cool. I'm doing this in a very... you know, it's a bit weird how I'm doing this in the sense that I've kind of suddenly decided to go big, or big-ish. What I should have done is built... Because I say, I thought I could limp along with a small factory. When it became obvious that bigger was needed, I thought I could just limp along with a tiny factory. But it just became apparent that I could do that, but what I'd have to do is, you know, turn my computer on and leave it running for the next year, basically. Because the volumes I was making were just, you know, pathetic, basically. So I just sort of said, well, let's set a bigger goal and try and go for that. So effectively I've just paused my entire factory. It's not making a single one of these, you know. Well, it's making pipes, obviously. And I have got some supercomputers, but I've not made a single one of them or any of them. So I'm like, well, let's build up a factory that will do the basics at a good volume and send them in by train, and then we can worry about these fancy things later. I'm looking in that one, and I don't need any of that, do I? There should be one with silicon in somewhere. Oh, there it is. Let's grab a load of silicon. If I'm going to build some roof bits, are they in? Yeah, they are, aren't they? So they're all made out of concrete and iron plate. Yeah, okay. I'm guessing we can switch materials. Is it just me, or does the Mark V conveyor belt cheaper than Mark IV feel cheaper? Which is Mark V? Mark V. Yes, it is. So I felt that as well, because it's aluminium, and it's not very much aluminium, and in fact aren't those sheets? it's like a one-step process, isn't it? So if you get a reasonable aluminium production going, which I suppose is the counter to that, in that you need there's not that much aluminium on the map. But yeah, I also one of my sort of bugbears with it is that Mark IIIs, for me, I found Mark IIIs with just the steel beams easier to make than the Mark IIs, because the Mark IIs, Mark II is obviously made out of the what does it call it, reinforced plate, and they're like really slow and like really resource intensive to make. But the steel beam, it's just, well, I mean, it's like a one-step process after smelting the beam, and it's like, I basically ended up virtually not using Mark II. I'd sort of go Mark I as default, obviously, but use Mark III instead, because it's just like easier and cheaper and stuff to produce. And you don't seem to have that much use for steel. It's like, this is a foundry doing, well, you saw the number of iron smelters, but I don't need anywhere near the number of that for steel. For the amount of steel that I need. It's just sort of a different scale. And I'm not sure that it's right, as it were. You need to use refiners and stuff, yeah. Yeah, so it's a more complicated process, and probably more energy intensive, is it? Like, technically? Probably a bit more power required. And it's more complicated. But aluminium's actually, I thought it was going to be really complicated, and it's not that complicated. I mean, that's not a bad thing when it sort of makes it easier to do, but yeah, it's sort of, in a sense, they're not balanced properly. I guess it's because it shifts to a new material, and like a lower level item in the new material. And actually, they're always relatively simple to produce. So, what roof types do we actually have? As I say, I've built one entire bit of roof. So, let's see. So, you've got flat roof. What does that look like? So, that's flat roof. Okay. Is that just... That must be orange, but it's because it's dark, it's showing it as blue. Okay. Now we've got flat roof 1 meter. Oh, okay. So this is angled, right? But I don't want you... Can I click you to that rather than the other one? No? I don't want it... There we go. That's better. So that's... the 1 meter. Okay. Feels like I'm going to have to do some maths at some point. Get these to line up properly. So that's 2 meter. Okay. What's the next one? Then 4 meter. Oh wow, okay. That's quite steep, isn't it? I'm wondering if maybe I have that... No, that'd be too much of an angle, wouldn't it? Because if that was on there... Yeah, it's not going to reach the edge. In fact, do I even want to do that? Because I could have flat roof here. How am I going to do that? If I was to do 1 meter... How close would it get? Yeah, it stops before it reaches it, doesn't it? Yeah, so it's below the level. It's only just below that. So how far would it need to go? Because I could always add another level on there, couldn't I? And it could be higher. Thing. It would look a bit weird from the outside, though. Have I? Whoops! I have not got my jetpack on, have I? Fall from this height would definitely kill me. I guess I could do a multi-level. Or just put it on as flat, as I say, going across there. It feels like I could do something like put this on the... In fact, let's get the flat roof going across all the way. And then maybe use this one to sort of meet in the middle. So it would be that one. Oops. The roof is on fire. So, not that one. That one. Why you be weird? Stop doing that. So if this is here, can I get those to meet in the middle? Is there a capping bit? Because those aren't going to meet exactly, are they? No. So is there some sort of... joining bit? Not really. No. Unless it's in walls, is it? No. Stations. Whoops. Because if I... it's not going to match up, is it? So I have to do some maths. Oh no, that's perfect. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe it needs to be the other way round though. Steeper side on the outside. Wait. No, this isn't orange. Why does it show it as orange when it's not orange? Weird. My steel production is kind of slow, so I love that Mark V. What is that factory supposed to be? Well, this one. Basically, this is like, I'm calling it a steel and copper foundry, but it's making like super low level ingredients. So this floor in particular is copper sheets, and then the floor below is screws and wires, and then the floor below that is rods and no, it's not wire, it's wires. It's cables, wires. So it's like going down the tree. So then the bottom level is copper. Well, is the copper, ingot smelting and iron ingot smelting. It's all default recipes. I've not messed about with alternate recipes, partly because I've said this on a few streams. I'm not really one for collectathons, so going around and finding all of the crash sites and all that stuff. Particularly, I mean, when they introduced the fact that the radar towers being able to find or tell you how many there are, I think that'll help me out. But I don't find it particularly fun running around finding all of the crash sites because I just don't enjoy collectathons. They're not really my cup of tea. So I think I've only got like 5 alternate recipes or something, and most of them seemed a bit pointless. There seemed to be no real benefit to them. I didn't really examine them very closely, but it's all default recipes. I'm not doing very much overclocking because obviously they are changing overclocking, but the power demand would be huge if I overclocked everything. It'd be because of the whole it's an exponential curve rubbish. But they are changing that, so I might change my mind on that. But this is all of the copper sheet I need. So the reason it's so big is, I mean, this is it. There's nowhere else going to be making copper sheet. It's all here. And nowhere else making screws. It's all made here. So I'm gonna like yourself, gonna have to have a fairly decent train network to distribute it around. Because there'll be another factory doing like reinforced plate and another one making excuse me, whatever, you know. So the idea is that what is my current, excuse me, my current home factory, my original factory, will be the very high level stuff, because that's where the space elevator is, and it'll make these types of things, you know, the very high complexity ones that I'm only then going to make in small volumes. So you know, this factory will deliver, this foundry will deliver stuff to, you know, a factory. I'm going to change what this factory does, for example. So I need a train system that will take stuff over there. Yeah, so that's what I'm sort of aiming to do. How long that's going to take me, I don't know. It could be a while. But as I say, you know, I mean, effectively, some of the basic low-level stuff it's done. I'm just sort of making it pretty and connecting it up to power and stuff like that. I've started a nuclear. It turned out that, so when they talk about the Spire Coast redo, they're also that you know, that tunnel thing, they're going to tarp that up, but I don't think it'll change. If there are trains in there, it wouldn't affect them. But this part is also included. So I've built a starter nuclear power plant here, and that could well end up with, you know, rocks in the middle of it and stuff. So there's always that risk. So I can't really turn this on until I'm happy with the nuclear is going to be okay. That's sort of my limit. Of yeah, anyway. So what I was just going to check. So I normally only stream a couple of hours with any of my streams. So I'm kind of at that point at the moment. I did just want to check to see, can you change the material that these are made out of? No, you cannot. Huh. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you very much. I thought you'd been here before, actually. Sorry, were you new to the stream? I should have introduced myself properly if I didn't. For some reason I didn't think it said that you knew. But yes, welcome, and thank you very much for the follows. Very much appreciated. I'll pop up my schedule. I normally end the streams with showing the schedule, but basically I stream weekends, so I can't change this at all. Can I just change the colour of it? Let's change it to, I don't know, pink or something. Oh, you can change the colour. Okay. You can't change the material. That's interesting. Unless I'm being... Oh, no, there we go. I'm just being dumb. Because it's different, because you can do a glass roof. Ah, okay. Oh, that could be quite cool. Or certainly a little, like what do you call them? Skylights in the roof, maybe? Oh, that could be quite cool. What are the other roof materials then? Metal roof. Okay, I mean, that looks more like a proper roof, to be honest with you. What else have we got? Tar roof, which is apparently made out of concrete. Okay. Oh, and that's quite good. Although that's a bit more utilitarian, isn't it? But maybe that could be for good for flat roofs, maybe? Okay. And this is the default one, which it shows as orange, but isn't. So tar roof, metal roof, and glass roof. Oh, it sounds weird walking on that. Yeah, I like the glass roof. I think an entirely glass roof might be going to look a little naff, but I wonder what colour I can paint them. Can I paint them? What would be a good colour? That's a really boring colour. No? Okay, so you can't change the colour of them when they're a different material. Even that one? Even that one. Oh, wait. It does the little corner. I think I'm new. Usually watch low view streamers, so I might have been here before. Yeah, I mean, I do this. I'm not intending to be like a big streamer or anything. No, it's definitely not any of my kind of intention. I'm very much I do this for fun, basically. So people want to pop by, say hello, and as appropriate, give me tips or ask questions, or if there's any help I can give. So not massively experienced in this game, but my main sort of streaming game is Factorio, and I am sort of very experienced at that. But even I learn new things all the time in Factorio. But yeah, so that gives me some thoughts for the roofing. So it's not something I've played with at all since it got introduced. It looks pretty good, but it seems like maybe I could do some, or maybe even metal beams. That'd be a bit better, wouldn't it? Some sort of, supporting, make it look like it's actually, whoops, it's actually supporting something, or supported, like proper architecture. But I don't know how it clips through. How does it clip through? What? It's a very crunchy autosave. Oh no, I don't like that. I'm sure there's a way of solving that though. Did it do it on this side? I didn't notice. Oh, it sort of did, didn't it? Because it's not even out to the edge. That's a bit annoying. Anyway, so I need to go. Yes, so right, so that's it for today. It's a bit of a chill one. I didn't really fancy doing anything complicated. Monday we will, or I will see. I might have to bring a load of material over from the main factory. But I will see about trying to do this idea of the hub and spoke idea. So basically, hooking these up to little mini truck stations. Just say 2 or 3 of them, or a couple, maybe just the one or something like that, and then having the trucks come in and pick the materials up and bring it to this factory essentially. So rather than use belts to just cover the desert in belts, we'll do like a runway. And I'm thinking, it's what I need to experiment with, but I think in a single track, like loop round there, because then it'll get multiple things, and then a sort of separate one, maybe going longer distance around there or something, and we can have different stops for copper and iron, and see if I can work out how to do the automated trucks, because they did improve and update that, and also work out whether it's efficient and blah blah blah, because obviously it'd be most efficient just to whack it in with belts basically, but let's play with some of these interesting things. And we could also, that'll take ages. I don't know if they'll even finish it, but I could start building the actual train stations here as well. I'm just aware that while it's fun for me to just grind away putting all the all the cables in, it's not necessarily the most entertaining content on stream. But there we go. Right, yes, so I'll just pop my schedule up, as I say, and we'll close off, just so that I run through it all. So basically, as I said, stream weekends, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The Friday, Saturday and Sunday ones all start at 3, but the Monday one is a bit later, because I have to do it after work. And Friday and Monday is Satisfactory at the moment. And Saturday and Sunday is Factorio. Tomorrow's Factorio stream is definitely going to be Crashtorio 2 mod, which I'm really enjoying. We're getting into the end game with that mod, I think. And I need to do scale now, I think, rather than the sort of jerry-rigged together bus that I've been doing. Sunday stream, I am planning on doing my blueprint series for Factorio, where I'm building all sorts of blueprints. Not far off the point where I really need to test everything properly on that. But yeah, so we'll probably do that unless I can't be bothered and I just do Crashtorio 2 again. And Monday Satisfactory, as I say, we will attempt to do some truck stuff. So local truck collection to all of... I was going to show the script, it's not there, is it? Local contact, truck running around, picking stuff up and bringing it to this foundry is my concept. If you wanted to catch up with any of my stuff, so I've got obviously the Twitch channel. If you wanted to watch these live, if you're watching watching one of the VODs, then you're more than welcome to come and say hello. If you wanted to catch up with any of the VODs, everything goes up on my YouTube channel, which is just Trismegistus or Triggles, alias to Triggles. I think that's easier to say. And then I've got Twitter in case you wanted to follow me there. I basically just post to say when I'm going live. And Discord server there. Purpose of the Discord is to do multiplayer. So I'm still experimenting with that. I've done a little bit of Factorio multiplayer. It's basically because the question is whether I can host, essentially, and that would be the idea. And then if I can, and it works okay with multiple people, we'll try and do some community stuff. So if anyone's interested in doing that in particular, and maybe some of these streams will be community streams instead of just me rattling away. Yeah, so say there's that Discord there. And obviously, if you did just want to, play some multiplayer with me, then one have to. The only caveat on that at the moment is there's a lot of stuff going on for me IRL, work related, so I don't have a lot of spare time just at the moment. But particularly once that all gets a bit more, well, hopefully once that gets a bit more sorted, I'll have a bit more free time. But as I say, certainly willing to give it a go every so often. With the Satisfactory, what I'm probably going to end up doing is renting a server and having like maybe a permanent server people can just come in and play together on, and then I'll just do the streams from that server. So yeah, so that's me. If you've been watching, I hope you enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Satisfactory. Thanks for watching. Cheers.